Right, so day 24. You're on the naughty list, Mr. McGreedy. Detective Frostiole has continued to piece evidence together, and Tracy McGreedy is now a suspect. What's more, the detective believes that McGreedy has communicated with an accomplice. Smartphones are an indispensable part of the lives of most of us. We use them to communicate with friends, family members, and colleagues. We'll browse the internet, shop online, perform e-banking, and other things. Amongst other reasons, it's because the smartphones are so intertwined with our activities they can help exonerate or convict someone of a crime. Frostiole suggests that Tracy's company-owned phone should be seized so that Forensic McBlue can analyse it in his lab and collect digital evidence. Because it's company-owned, there's no complicated legal process required. After completing the task, you'll learn that the procedures for collecting digital evidence, the challenges with modern smartphones. We're going to use Autopsy the Digital Forensics with an actual Android image. So digital forensic, we did a bit of this in the earlier lab, didn't we, with the USB stick. But yeah, so forensics is a method of using science to solve crimes. As a forensic scientist, we would expect to collect evidence from crime scenes such as a DNA, a fingerprint, footprint, and you would use that to analyse the evidence to determine what has happened at the crime scene and who did it. With the spread of digital equipment such as computers, phones, smartphones, tablets, and digital video recorders, a different set of tools and training are required. When it comes to digital evidence, the ideal approach is to acquire the raw image, and a raw image is a bit-for-bit copy of the device's original storage. Forensics is an essential part of the criminal justice system. It helps to solve crimes and bring criminals to justice. However, for evidence to be permissible in court, we must ensure that it hasn't been tampered with or lost, and that it's an authentic representation of the original when it's presented to court. This is why we need to maintain the chain of custody. Chain of custody is a legal concept used to track the possession and handling of evidence from the time it was collected at the crime scene to the moment that it gets presented at court. The chain of custody is documented through a series of written records that track the evidence and the movement of who handled it at each step. In the following section, we'll assume that we're dealing with computers and smartphones owned by the company or seized as part of a criminal investigation. To acquire the digital forensic image, it can be challenging depending on the target device. Computers are more accessible than other devices. We'll start our discussion by focusing on them. There are four main types of forensic image acquisition. So we have a static acquisition, a bit-by-bit image of the disk created while it was turned off. A live acquisition, bit-by-bit image created while it was on. A logical acquisition, selecting lists of files copied from the seized device. Or a sparse acquisition, collecting fragments of unallocated data, or select fragments of unallocated data are copied. The unallocated data of the disk might contain deleted data. However, this approach is limited compared to static and live acquisition because it doesn't cover the entirety of the disk. So let's consider the following two scenarios. The seized computer is switched off. As part of a crime scene, the investigators stumble upon the live computer that's switched on. The computer that's been switched off. Imagine the evidence is a Windows 10 laptop. It's been switched off, and we know that by default the disk is not encrypted. We should not turn it on, as this will make some changes to the disk and tamper with the evidence as a result. Removing the hard drive or the SSD from the laptop and cloning it is a relatively simple task. We use a write blocker, the hardware device that makes it possible to clone the disk without the risk of modifying the original data. We rely on our forensic imaging software to get the raw image or equivalent, and this would create a bit-by-bit copy of the disk. Finally, we need a suitable storage device to save the image. So you remember these devices, we had this plugged into the USB stick in the earlier lab. So, a computer that is switched on. Another example would be dealing with a laptop that is switched on. In this case, we shouldn't switch it off. Instead, we should aim for a live image. The laptop might be encrypted, and shutting it down may make reading the data impossible without the password. Furthermore, data in the volatile RAM might be important for the investigation. When we are able to analyse the device that's switched on, investigators can gain access to the accounts and services the suspect is logged into. This is indispensable in some instances and can prove guilt to solve the crime. Various tools can be used. They usually require us to run a program on the target system, giving us the access to all the data in the volatile memory on the non-volatile memory disk. So yeah, you don't want to be logged into some like sketchy site like that you've logged into, like that's provable that you own the account, and then whatever it is you're looking at, like they can see it. So yeah, don't do crime is the key aspect. So yeah, acquiring a smartphone image. The smartphone is a ubiquitous digital device, and we can expect to encounter. Modern smartphones are now encrypted by default, which can be a challenge for digital forensics. Without the decryption key, the decryption key is crucial to be able to analyze the image. Let us briefly overview smartphone encryption before discussing acquiring a forensic image of an Android device. So encryption within a smartphone. 4.4 introduced full disk encryption. When full disk encryption is activated, the user-created data is automatically encrypted before being written to the device storage. It's then decrypted before being read from storage. Furthermore, the phone cannot be booted before providing a password. It's important to note that this type of encryption applies to built-in storage and doesn't include the removable memory, such as microSD cards. Android 7 introduced Direct Boot, a file-based encryption mode. File-based encryption lets us use different keys for different files from the user's perspective. The phone can be booted and some basic functionality can be used, such as receiving a phone call. Beyond this basic functionality, the encryption password needs to be provided. Depending on the settings and the Android version, the SD card might also be encrypted. Android 9.0 and higher can then encrypt the SD card as well as it would encrypt the internal storage. Since Android 6, encryption has been mandatory unless we're dealing with an older Android version. We can expect the C's phone to be encrypted. Apple iPhone devices are encrypted by default as well. Data protection, a file-based encryption methodology, is part of the iOS and the iPhone's operating system. In this section, we'll provide an overview of smartphone encryption. Ultimately, encryption can be a significant obstacle that digital forensic investigators need to overcome. Obtaining or discovering the encryption key is necessary to complete the digital forensics investigation. So a practical case. Tracy McGreedy's phone is company property. This means that it's easy for Detective Frosty to seize it and ask Forensic McBlue to use his expertise to carry out the digital investigation. The first thing Forensic McBlue does is put the phone in a Faraday bag. A Faraday bag prevents the phone from receiving any wireless signals, meaning Tracy can't wipe it remotely. Now that McBlue has Tracy McGreedy's Android phone, it's time to get an image. He successfully unlocks the phone using the same password used to lock everyone out of the server room 3 weeks ago. What a coincidence. The main tool McBlue uses for analysing the Android phone is Android Debug Bridge, or ADB, the Autopsy Digital Forensics, Autopsy Digital Forensics. Once the phone is unlocked and connected to the laptop, creating a backup using ADB Backup is relatively easy. Here is the exact command that it uses. TryHackMe is disconnecting me. So ADB Backup /all/f Android Backup AB. Backup all means that we want to back up the application that allows backups. Tag F Android Backup saves the file to Android Backup AB. The main limitation of ADB Backup is that some applications don't support this option, as they explicitly disallow backups from setting allow backup to false. This would be a setting within the application. Furthermore, although this option still works with a limited number of applications, it's been restricted since Android 12, so it's a good idea to rely on a more robust alternative. This backup of various applications is considered a logical image, but Forensic McBlue isn't satisfied. He wants a full raw image of the phone storage. Many commercial products can be used to acquire an image, however most of them rely on the ADB and combine it with other tools such as an exploit to gain root access. An Android device won't provide root access to the user unless it's for development purposes. This limits the ability to access many files and directories on the phone storage. Rooting an Android device gives us full access to the device, including the raw access to the disk. Forensic McBlue prepares a list of potential exploits that would give him root access to the Android device. After a couple of attempts, Forensic McBlue is able to exploit the phone successfully and get root access. With root access, he has access to all the physical storage. To confirm that he is root, he issues the command, "Who am I?" He also needs to issue the mount command to find the mounted devices, but this would result in a very long list of all the real and virtual mounted devices. However, the application data is in the directory data. We need to focus our attention on the storage device mounted on data. To filter for the lines mentioning data, Forensic McBlue uses the command mount and then greps it to data instead of just mount. The output allows him to pinpoint the name of the storage device mounted on data. This turns out to be dev block dm0. The interaction can be seen in the terminal below. So adb shell, who am I, root, and he mounts grep data, gets the device on data. It's a type of ext4. So as we learned from the commands in the terminal above, the device is dev block dm. Think of this device as a partition on the smartphone's disk. McBlue wants to get the whole partition to analyze it using Autopsy. There are many ways to leverage the power of ADB to get the raw dump of dev block dm0. One easy way is using ADB pull. So they can ADB pull the entire drive, or like the partition, into the image. Hey Braver Raver. Right, the command above will pull the device dm0 and save it into the local file android.mcgreedy.image. After a few minutes, the command is complete and 6 GB image is created. Note that we need root access for the above command to work on the Android device. Now all we need to do is import the image into Autopsy. The steps are straightforward and we can see the screenshots below. Once we start Autopsy, we can see the dialog box asking for what we want to create a new digital forensics case. After creating a new case, we can specify the name, and let's use the suspect name in the device to avoid ambiguity. Right, next we need to provide the case number and the name of the investigator. So this is probably stuff we should be doing. So let me fire up Autopsy. So, new case. Tracy. Let me type. McGreedy. Android. Single user. Case number is 101 apparently. We need the investigator, Forensic McBlue, that's already been set. We've got a phone number. So the next step allows us to specify the name of the raw image. Network connection to TryHackMe seems unstable. It's always good. That's what I don't need that. Yay! Right. Let's show you split view again. Terminate you then. Let's start again. Everyone obviously doing this at the same time. Right, let's read it while it carries on. So the next step allows you to specify the name of the raw image. In some cases we can have multiple raw images in one case. For example, we can have 4 images of the same suspect. That would be 2 smartphones, a laptop and a desktop. An explicit, unambiguous name is necessary. So now let's analyze the disk image that we retrieved from the smartphone. In other cases, we might look at the local disk, i.e. the hardware disk attached to the computer. Another example would be the logical files such as Microsoft Outlook, email archives. We provide the location of the raw image that we want to analyze. Finally, we must specify the ingest modules to help us analyze the file. In this case, the indispensable modules are the 2 Android Analyzer modules. However, we can select any other modules that we might find helpful in the case. Once we click Next, Autopsy will create a new case and run the ingest modules on the selected data source, the Android image in this case. So we need the VM, there is a split screen, and we've got credentials for something. What was that for? Okay, this is if you access it over a VM. We've already created a case in Autopsy, so you don't need to create a new one. Okay, so then wait for the ingest modules to analyze the data using Autopsy. Open tracymcgreedy.aut in case document folder. So we did need to make one. Oh, we've got some extra days as well. Right, so we'll fire up Autopsy. So there should be a pre-completed case on here. Come on! They really need to give these VMs a lot more juice, don't they? I'm a subscriber. They should just chuck an extra gig or something onto the RAM. Right. Can I interact with this sodding thing yet? I would like to open a recent case. Tracy McGreedy, there we go. I can't even move it. This may take several minutes. Alright. What's everyone up to for Christmas, though? Got any plans other than eating too much food, getting too drunk? Has everyone spent too much on presents? Have you opened any early? Getting on that naughty list. Go with the flow. That's always the best way. Right. So it looks like it's open. Oh, it's still going. It's still spinning away. we see how much RAM they've given this thing, I bet it's like on fire. %100% CPU, of course. Oh, 4 gig of RAM, it's not too bad. Just a single CPU or so. Oh, no, it's got 2 threads. No. It's just, yeah, struggling. Right, so we've now got some file views and some data artifacts. I'm assuming they've already told it to do these modules with like Android Analyzer. The same specs of my potato. Right, so one of the photos contains a flag. So can we see, like, by MIME type, the image? Thumbnail, does it give us a... Oh, come on, TryHackMe, you could have given this thing some more juice, seeing it's the last day. Like, you want your last day to go out with a bang, not a fucking slow fart. That's a GIF. Doesn't look like this file can load. Can load the GIFs. Like PNGs. I mean, that's a flag, but it's probably not the flag we're after. Yeah, there's lots of flags. Can I have a thumbnail? There's just loads of app icons. What was the deleted one that I saw? They had that one. Okay. JPEG it is then. What's in JPEG? Santa residence, maps, offices, server room. Lots of deleted stuff. Saved client parameters data. WebP, what have you got? Right, what's the hint? Let's have a look. Go to file types, view by extension images. I mean, that's what we're doing. So. That's like someone's avatar. This would be less painful if it wasn't like using it at 1 FPS. Like, what's this one? A flag is flag, yeah. Your system is up to date. Let's try a large thumbnail so I can actually read it. Pain. I don't mind going through things like this. It just would be nice if it was a lot more responsive. Like, you're expecting someone to trawl through it. Like, is that it? No. No. It's the bottom one. Like, check the hexes as well, just in case it's obfuscated somewhere. It's this one. I'm used to the specs, so it can't harm me. Maybe it's just in the metadata of these ones that don't have an image. So the MD5s are all set. Detective Carrot Nose. Just setting screenshot. Album with nothing in it. a green square. What the hell? A white rectangle. Visa logo. I bet actually they could probably get in trouble for having that, because Visa won't let you use their logos without like a license for it. What's that then? I just scrolled past. Satellite map. Sprinkles. If they call this a beginner level, I can't imagine what an insane level would be. Well, to be fair, we're not doing anything too strenuous, it's just time consuming. And it looks like TryHackMe's fucking services are gonna kill me again. Look, network connection to TryHackMe remote is unstable. Oh, there we go. Fuck's sake. Do it the RDP way, see if that's any better. Really? Can I have it full screen, please? There we go. This is a new one. What's that one? Problem with your network. Band sprinkles. Oh, we've got a mobile number at least. I'm sure you're enjoying the pizza upside down. This is why you use it at free free RDP. Yeah. It's actually a lot more responsive on this. So yeah, anyone coming to this, watching my video, then just give up with split screen. Jump straight onto Ramina or XR free RDP. Or maybe this has something on the chalkboard. That'd be quite clever if they put something on there. No, okay. There we go, finally. Right, so we want... Stop freaking out, just resize. Right, so it is THM. Digital Forensics. We could have probably guessed that. Yay! Right. What name does Tracy use to say? What name does Tracy use to save Detective Frostigle's phone number? So that's probably in her chat log that she had. So. Come on, resize, you can do it. So yeah, there was a phone message, wasn't there? Not that one. Spam sprinkles. Detective Carrot Nose, that was him. One SMS exchange with Van Sprinkle contains a password. What was the password? So... What a name. He's a snowman. That's not it. If this was a real thing, you'd be like exceptionally lucky to just come across a screenshot of someone's text. Bye, Tracy. Bye, Tracy. Dun, dun, dun. Right, actually it might be one of these, so if we've got messages. Yeah, the contacts we probably could have got Carrot Nose there as well, yeah. So, message, so there's the text. What's up? I was going to write to you. Did you hear the news? Our company's getting acquired. Just heard about it. Password, okay, I'll give it to you. There we go. G7AQU. Cool, and that's it. So yeah, we've completed we've completed this room. There is an autopsy room if we want to do more. Subscriber only, so you need to subscribe to do it. So what are these extra ones? Jolly Judgment Day. McGreedy's team has achieved something remarkable. They've meticulously gathered trove of evidence enough to confront the elusive McGreedy about the nefarious activity. Now the moment of truth has arrived. In this gripping conclusion to our adventure, you will assist in presenting the hard-earned evidence before Santa, the one who oversees all. Each piece of evidence that you help unveil will bring McGreedy closer to facing consequences for their actions. As you step into the pivotal courtroom showdown, may your wit, courage, and skills that you've honed guide you. Good luck. The quest for justice rests in your hands. Jolly Judgment Day instructions. Pick the evidence that matches Santa's question. You can select up to 3 bits of evidence. You need to achieve a conviction score higher than 100 to win. You'll lose if Santa loses patience. You'll earn conviction points by answering questions about evidence correctly. If you choose the wrong evidence or give Santa an incorrect answer, he'll get impatient. However, if you select the right evidence and answer questions correctly, Santa will become more patient again. So we've got like a mini game. Right, let me close Remina. We'll terminate that, and then we'll start the next box. Objection! McGreedy, the opposition claims that you masterminded a revenge plot against the company. What do you say to that? I'm unaware of anything like that. Rest assured, any allegations of my involvement are completely baseless and fictional. So... his phones are going to be a good one. I don't know if we need the rest. Submit that. All of this is pointless evidence. Take your evidence back. Well, fuck you. So what have we got to go back and see what we did that involved McGreedy directly? Surely his fucking smartphone with all the text in it should be good, right? Alright then, maybe C2 credentials? Was his... Do we have his credentials for that? McGreedy C2. I mean, that in itself should be good. Username is McGreedy. Have that then. All this is pointless evidence. Santa, you need your head seeing. Right, what was day... Let's check it out. So, I don't think the chatbot will be, and if it is, that's really dumb, because the chatbot has nothing really to do with him. So McGreedy's personal email. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. We know his project, which we don't care. But if we want to prove that he was involved, so day 5 had the backups, and then again, this doesn't really prove anything. Day 8 we've got a USB, but we don't really know. Like, there's nothing that says that he did it. Day 10. So SQL queries. Grid. Don't think that was it. At least I don't remember his forum post. one. So, all of this is pointless. Cryptoviner then. All of this is pointless. Malware sample, Greedy's phone, CT creds, go. Well, this minigame is fucking stupid. The opposition claims that you've been using your old hacker handle. I've never had a hacker handle. You did have though, didn't you? You had those two. This is all pointless. Yeah, just brute force. This is fucking retarded. Like, one of these was right because he accepted it. This is pointless. The forensic evidence from your phone. This is pointless. Of course it is. This mini game is pointless. That's how fucking stupid this is. Have a chatbot. This is excellent. No, I said the chatbot doesn't prove anything. The chatbot literally doesn't prove anything. It's so dumb. Because the chatbot just prints out data. It printed out some trained information. It doesn't prove that the fucking guy had any involvement at all. What was the name of the secret project? Purple Snow. Right, questioning phase. Oh god, here we go. McGreedy, the opposition claims that you've been using your old hacker handle in your activity. Okay, so the hacker handle... Could be the forum post? Or it could be the C2 creds. Let's go with the forum post. Yeah. Right, that makes sense. What hacker forum did he use the Greedster post on? No idea. I can't remember what it was bloody called. We've got a screenshot. So day 10. I'll tell you what, we can cheat. We can actually cheat because I've recorded them all. So let's have a look. So day 10, what do we do for day 10? Oh, right, day 10. This to the side, as we can see, but when this runs... This is it. Where's the worst grumpy festival? Where's the forum post? There isn't a fucking forum on here. This is so stupid. Holly Hack, I don't know. Is this your best effort? No. Tinsel Terminal? No. Jingle Hack, of course it'd be the last one. Navigating this investigation was made easier by the technical proficiency. The court is informed of an extensive investigation started after the USB incident. Uncovered a trail leading to a command and control server. McGreedy, are you aware of you're connected to the server? Your input could be vital for clarifying the case. I'm not involved. Sprinkles has always been a bit rogue, claiming I'm part of the malware issue is an extreme stretch. Well, that's easy. So, drop USB, malware sample, and C2 creds. Gosh. So he only liked one of those. What was the domain of the C2 server found on the malware-infected USBs? It was McGreedy. It's impressive how my team members skilled in USB forensics could investigate this with such precision. You're claiming to be framed. The opposition emphasizes your technical skills and describes you as being capable of leading such a cyber operation. They claim to have proof of you orchestrating attacks on Antarcticrafts and the Best Festival Company. Technical expertise, you're overestimating me. My knowledge is basic at most. Ask me about the dark web versus the clear web and I'd probably stumble. Malware stamp. Because he made it. Yeah, this is excellent. When analysing the malware, they found a domain used to download the malware second stage. What was the domain? Stash. This is an old domain I used years ago. The judge is informed of the extensive investigation started after the USB incident, has uncovered a trail leading to the command and control server. McGreedy, are you aware of the connection to the server? It could be vital. It's the same question. What's the command and control server? While implication of my involvement is almost flattering, it's utterly absurd. It's got to be the C2 creds, hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, you're banged to rights now. I don't know why my conviction score's 43. What was the username that could be used to log into the C2? Day 22. I think this is probably one of the questions. No. Right, another good shout for having it all recorded. Actually see what I logged in with. So 22. What did we log in with? McGreedy. There it is. McGreedy. This isn't definitive proof. I think it is. Having someone really good at cybersecurity tackle this investigation brought a whole level of expertise that we truly need. The evidence so far is compelling, is circumstantial. No, it isn't. It's just doesn't suggest but doesn't conclusively link McGreedy to the allegation. Does the opposition have more solid evidence that directly ties McGreedy to these crimes? Even the judge sees it as just circumstantial fluff, all the conjecture and guesswork. You're still fishing for that one piece to seal my fate in the digital shadow. Solid evidence is rare, you won't find any against me. I'm almost eager to see what you try next. It's got to be... well, the phone, if you want something substantial. Yeah. Bang. The phone image included text messages incriminating McGreedy. Who did he send them to? Van Sprinkles. Big thanks to the team for being so good at mobile forensics. 90% conviction score. We lost. How do we fucking lose? I hate this game. Right, chatbot. Purple snow. Oh, you never had a hacker handle. Yes, you did. Forum post. Jingle hacks. What do we do then? Claiming you're being framed. Okay, took both of those that time. When they hear the team took back control of the servers, what was the new password that the attacker set on the hacked password? Greedy grabber. Must have been the bandit Yeti sitting at my desk. When analysing malware, they found the domain linked to the second stage, that was stash. So now we're only at 51. So let's try. So forensic image, C2, crypto miner. I'll keep some of this, the rest is bad. So he accepted crypto miner and the C2. What was the username that could be used? It was McGreedy. What's the domain of the C2? It was McGreedy Secret Santa. We're at 72 conviction score, so that's better. We were at like 50 last time. Alright, so then next one's the phone. The evidence phase. So the phone contained text messages to Van Sprinkles. can't deny it anymore. It was me behind the malware. He said this last time, and then the judge said, no, I don't believe you. I didn't have a high enough conviction score. He confessed. Right, there we go, 102. So we got him. Big thanks to the team for being good at forensics. Aha! God, that was dumb. Right, if anyone wants to skip all of that shite, I'm going to put a link directly to that answer. Right, so the final flag, THM, you meddling kids. Right, the end. What's the end? The kings of cyber are. What a month. McGreedy, McHoneybell, Frostdeal and the entire team can finally get some rest. The toy factories on both poles have started up again. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief and no more sabotage, no more insider threats. Everything is running smoothly. Frostlings and elves rush to the stations. There's toys to develop, gifts to pack and no time to waste. McGreedy turns to you with a smile on her face. Thank you for all your help. We really couldn't have done it without you. As always, there are some things that even McGreedy can't see, but it'd be good for you to know anyway. In this holding cell, McGreedy can't do too much. He's just sitting there angry and defeated. We can be sure that he's plotting his revenge, though. It was just about his company being sold, but now it's personal. Somewhere else, the Frosty Five are celebrating. The sinister plans worked while McGreedy was busy securing the merger. Other opportunities have opened for them. Who knows what happens next? For now, however, we all deserve a celebration. Holidays are safe and secure. Congratulations on finishing the Advent of Cyber. There's only one thing left. Does this QR actually work? Let's have a look. We're going to be a rickroll. Ah, it does. Is that? It's not a secret. You're around it. No, okay. Okay, cool. So that links you to the side quest URL, so that you can participate in side quest. Yeah. I didn't want to say anymore because it was it could have been one of the secret rooms, but it's not. It's just the main room, so that's fine. So cool. So yeah, that'll get you on side quests. Side quests is a lot harder than the main one. So if you haven't done those yet, do side quests now. I think you've got to like the 28th until it finalises. So you can do these extra rooms and get even more chances to win stuff. Hey Tweedy with Beardy. What's the last one? We've got a survey. Need a short feedback survey. Start. Okay. What's my background? I have 2+ years. Did I have an account before? Yes. Would I recommend? Yes. Now about Advent of Cyber. How did we hear about it? I already knew about it because I did all the old ones. That's not an option though. Let's just do other. Already knew about it. What made you participate in Advent of Cyber? For the lulz. To explore and learn new topics. How difficult was the event to complete? I reckon, depending on the day, probably around 5 or 6. What was your favourite security category? Probably the red stuff. What was my least favourite day? Probably the log analysis ones. Those were pretty boring. Machine learning ones were good. Traffic analysis was alright. This is at day 24, the final courtroom game sucked. Okay. Did I follow the storyline? Yes. No, that says I didn't. I followed the whole thing. Did I do side quests? Yes. How often did you use the supporting task videos? Never. Did you have a favourite video? What day was it from? NA, because I didn't watch them. Which of the following best describes your approach to the task? Do it on my own, refer to it if I get stuck. Did you explore the follow-up room? Not yet. Machine learning was a new topic of this year. Did you like the machine learning tasks? Yes, they were very good. Prompt injection, that was pretty dumb. Intro one was really good, and I liked the OCR one, that was the best one. Peek into the future. How can we improve for next year? I don't know, actually. They did quite... The thing that annoyed me with last year's was that they would come out at random times. So you'd come in at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it would be there. Then the next day would be like 8 o'clock in the afternoon and it would just be a complete pain. They fixed that this year because they all come out at 4 o'clock. So they actually had a plan for when they were going to put these things in. The only thing I've noticed is that some of the write-ups weren't immediately correct. So it would tell you to do something, or there would be text missing from the questions, and then that they would just kind of like you'd have to figure out what was wrong, and then do the box anyway. And then when I checked them a couple hours later, they'd have updated the wording. So if you came to it quite late, you probably didn't notice. But if you did it on the day that, like the very second that it came out, then you'd see, oh, hang on, the write-ups are wrong. So quality control the write-up and questions before releasing the content at 4 PM. Because that's the only thing I noticed this year. Everything else they did really well. What topic would you like to learn more in the future? I'd like to see more Kubernetes stuff this time around. Do you have any other feedback? Only positive stuff. So let's say really liked the connection cards and the 4 PM releases each day. Vast improvement over 2022. And there we go, so we got a copy of the flag. What was the hint? You don't need a hint for that. It won't even let me click the hint. Visit this and solve the survey. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Thank you. Right, so awards. What do we get? We got a new badge. Yay!